often talk about, hold on, I'm going to climb over a little bit of snow here. Not a little bit of snow. I just went like 2 feet deep. All right. Well, this is a good example. So I have to talk about this idea of the path of least resistance. Let's see. How am I going to do this without getting sopping wet? I think I shall go along here, but I wanted to show you this magnificent view. So there's this concept called the path of least resistance, and it comes from one of my teachers, Quasi Joe here. I think he may have got it from Reality Transurfing. Most of his stuff is Reality Transurfing. And the idea is that we're in a very wide interconnected web with every single other being and time period and reality. And it's a little windy. I hope you can hear me. And these interconnections are all affecting each other all of the time in such a way that, like, what I think is best for me is not necessarily best for that entire web of interconnectivity. So an example might be that I get in a little fender bender and, you know, I'm like, why did that happen? And I have to spend a whole bunch of money, and maybe I have a, strained neck or something, and I have to go to physical therapy for a while, and I'm like, that was the worst outcome. But actually it meant that the car that I got in the accident with didn't turn left on this such and such day, which would have meant that the bus would have been delayed, which meant that someone would have made it to work on time, which meant that their kid would have not gotten, who knows, and then somebody dies, right? Or like some catastrophic thing happens. And so it's like the idea that it's not just what was the best outcome for you, but it's like taking in all of the factors, what was the path of least resistance for the entire, like, universal reality. And it also interplays with the advantage method, which basically reinforces the concept, like, whatever happens, it's to your advantage. And that's just a little, like, psychology to help us to remember that, like, everything is always in the optimal situation given all of the factors. So this morning is just a really nice, chill example of that. So the past 2 days, I typically walk on my street, which is 1 mile long. So I walk up and then I walk back down. And it's not like a gorgeous walk like this, but it's a good enough walk. And it's, especially in the winter, it's straightforward because I know that things are going to be plowed. And then it's also good in the summer because there's so many ticks. So I walk on that a lot. And the past 2 days, we have this one neighbor who has a giant dog. Like, it's like a bear. Okay. And it has a bit of like a diarrhea problem. And it sort of like poops in like these long strings of plops. I know this is very gross. And it's like horse poop. Like, if you've ever been around a place where there's horses, and it's like lots and lots of plops, like, moving as they walk. The street is covered. It's like, I don't even know how, this poor animal, but it's like a mile of this, okay? And the last 2 days I was feeling cranky about it. The first day I'm like, oh, it's cool, she'll come through and clean it up. Second day I was like, now my entire walk is poop. Like, can we not? So I was cranky yesterday. So this morning as I got ready for my walk, I was like, I don't want to do the poop walk again. So I was like, what can I do? What it would be cleared? And I thought, I'll come down here to the greenhouse this property has a greenhouse up at the top by the street, and then it winds back into this gigantic open field. It's so beautiful. And so I walked over here, and sure enough, the road or the walkway is plowed, and I just had to go through a little bit of knee-deep snow. But it's gorgeous, is my point. Definitely an advantage for me this morning to be able to take in this spectacular vista. Is that the word you would say? And I wouldn't have come, and all these fabulous little birds who are like, ooh, things are thawing, we can get some food. Finally. It's been frozen for so long. I'm coming up to what sounds like a chainsaw, so I'll wrap this up. But yeah, just a beautiful example of it's always working out, and it may not look like it, but these little moments are nice reminders.